The first time I saw her, it wasn't a grand moment. No magical background music, no slow motion scene, no heartbeat skipping. It was just an ordinary Tuesday morning, the kind of day that passes without leaving a trace. I was sitting on the old wooden bench outside the college library, half asleep, holding a cup of tea that had already turned cold. Then she walked by, a girl in a simple white kurti, her hair tied loosely, holding a stack of books against her chest. She didn't even notice me, but for a second, something made me look at her longer than usual. Maybe it was the calmness on her face, maybe the way morning light settled around her like a quiet halo. But that wasn't the moment I loved her. That moment came much later. Her name was Aisha. I learned it only because she accidentally dropped her library card next to my shoes. I picked it up and ran after her. She turned around, slightly worried, maybe thinking she had lost something important. "You dropped this," I said. She smiled, soft, polite, almost shy. "Thank you," she replied. I can't believe I didn't notice. I didn't know it then, but that small smile would eventually become the reason for many sleepless nights. We didn't talk much after that. Just simple greetings, small conversations, sometimes discussing books when we met in the library. She was the kind of girl who loved silence but filled every moment with a gentle warmth. I liked being around her. But still, not love. Not yet. One evening, the sky was heavy with dark clouds. The library was almost empty. I was packing my things when Aisha entered hurriedly, raindrops on her hair, her dupatta soaked. "You're drenched," I said, surprised. "My umbrella broke," she answered, laughing softly. Something inside me melted at the sound. I offered her my jacket, but she refused. "I'll just wait here until the rain slows." The rain didn't slow. It got stronger, beating against the windows as if the sky had suddenly decided to wash the world clean. We talked, really talked, not about books or classes, but about dreams, fears, childhood memories, and the things we never told anyone. She told me she wanted to become a writer. I told her I wanted to travel the world. She told me she loved rain because it made her feel less alone. I told her I hated rain because it reminded me of things I wanted to forget. That evening felt like a pause in time. The kind of moment that seems ordinary until you step away and realize it changed something inside you. But still, not love. Not yet. It was a week later. I was walking to class when I heard someone crying behind the building. Slow, quiet sobs. I followed the sound and found Aisha sitting alone on the steps, her head buried in her hands. For a second, I froze. I had never seen her like that, so broken, so lost. "Aisha," I whispered. She looked up, her eyes red, tears falling freely. "My father," she tried to speak but couldn't. I sat beside her, gently placing my jacket over her shoulders. She leaned into me, not because she wanted to, but because she didn't have the strength to stay upright. Her voice finally broke through the silence. He lost his job. We're going through a lot. I'm scared. I don't know how to help." She wasn't the type to cry in front of people. She wasn't the type to show pain. But here she was, falling apart right next to me. And that was the moment. The moment I loved her. Not because she was beautiful, or kind, or gentle. But because she trusted me with her tears. Because she let me see the part of her the world never saw. Because in that small, fragile moment, I realized I never wanted to see her hurting alone again. Love doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes, it arrives quietly, like a soft knock on the heart. I walked her to class every morning. She brought me tea every evening. We talked more, laughed more, shared more. She wasn't sunshine, she was sunrise. Slow, gentle, a warmth that crept into my life before I realized it. Sometimes she looked at me with those deep, thoughtful eyes, as if she wanted to say something but didn't know how. I felt the same. It happened on another rainy evening, almost like the universe wanted to loop us back to our beginning. We were standing under one umbrella. The city lights blurred into soft colors behind the curtain of rain. "Can I tell you something?" she asked. "Always," I replied. She took a deep breath. "That day, when you sat beside me, you didn't say anything. You didn't try to fix anything. You just stayed." Her voice trembled. "That was the moment I trusted you." I didn't speak immediately. I was afraid she didn't feel what I felt, afraid of losing what we had. But love is bravery, so I reached for her hand. "You know what the moment was for me. I asked softly. She looked up, eyes glistening. The moment you cried, I whispered. The moment you let me in. She blinked, almost surprised. Then a small, broken smile appeared, full of warmth, full of understanding. And then she stepped closer. Does that mean? She began. Yes, I said. I love you. Her hand tightened around mine. And right there, under the soft roar of the rain, she leaned forward and kissed me. It wasn't a dramatic movie kiss. It was slow, gentle, honest. A kiss that felt like home. A kiss that said, we're in this together now. People often ask when love begins. For some, it begins at first sight. For others, through time. For me, it began in a quiet moment of sadness, when a girl who loved silence cried on my shoulder and unknowingly handed me her heart. Love doesn't ask for permission. It just happens. And when it does, you never forget the moment you loved.